What if I told you there's one pigment in watercolor that can transform your cityscapes? Make your shadows glow, your buildings pop, and your sky look dramatic, without ever looking muddy. Most beginners and students ignore this, but it's honestly the cheat code to painting more professional watercolors without needing to buy more paints. It's called Payne's Gray or neutral tint. And today I will show you how I use Payne's Gray in my urban street scenes to save money, simplify my palette, and paint luminous, vibrant shadows to create a dramatic feeling in our urban scenes. And without further ado, let's get started. Before jumping on to demo, I want to talk about what Payne's Gray is. Payne's Gray might look like a boring flat gray with a little tinge of blue in it, but anything but boring. It's specially made to mix with other colors, darken them without making muddy, and preserve transparency. I'm using Winsor Newton proportion grade nude Payne's Gray, but every good brand has one, and I'll post my favorite below. Here's the basic swatch I created using this subtle grays or mix it to create a moody atmospheric tones. Think of it like a mood enhancer for your paintings. So now we learned what a Payne's Gray or neutral tint is. Now we can do some mixing magic. So there's a lot of things we can use in a cityscape, but I'll try to use primary colors and mix with Payne's Gray, and let's see how we can get some colors, different colors for it. And this is the Payne's Gray as I showed earlier. I'm just going to squeeze it in my palette, so I have it. So once you squeeze it, it's going to be super dark. And I'll just leave that like that. So let's mix neutral tint or Payne's Gray with some primary colors. The first primary color would be cobalt blue or French ultramarine blue. So let's mix both with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some cobalt blue here, as you can see here. I'm going to clean my brush, and I'm going to take cobalt blue, and I'm going to mix a little bit of this neutral tint. And you can see that this kind of almost gives me like a Persian blue for me. And you can see there's a lot of blue in it. And if you want more blue, and if you put more blue, and it will be more darker or gray version of our cobalt blue. This almost looks like cyan. So I'm just going to clean my brush, and let's do the same thing with French ultramarine blue. I'm going to put the French ultramarine blue here, so you guys can see it here. And now I'll mix with neutral tint, and you can see that it's kind of gives a really nice darker version of this and grayer version of neutral French ultramarine blue. And let's say I want more of this blue. I'm going to take this blue and I'm just going to do this, and you can see that this also looks like French ultramarine blue. And if I mix some neutral tint, you can see that it gives a really nice results of this French ultramarine blue here. And let's do the same thing with the cerulean blue. I'll take cerulean blue, I'm just going to put it here, and you can see it here. And these are the blues I usually use for painting watercolors. So I'm going to use neutral tint. Let's take the neutral tint and mix it here. And this is the gray I usually use. And I'm going to go here, take some more, and I'm going to do it. And you can see that this gray is really of a cool gray. And again, if I have more blue, and you will get like a more of a grayish cerulean blue of it. So we focus on the blue, and now let's focus on some red colors. So the red color gives a different results. So I'll go, this is Winsor Newton. I'll just put it here, and I will just mix some neutral tint, and I'll take some more red, and I'll mix it, and you can see this really nice darker, it kind of looks like a darker shadows. It's kind of like a warmish gray. So if I put more red in it, and it's going to give a different result. So I'm just going to mix it here in the palette itself, and you can see that we gonna get a darker red of it. So this kind of looks like the brick colors in architectures. And you can also use this on any kind of colors. Let's go orange. Even though this is not in primary, I just want to show as a demo, and you can see that this gives a really nice, this kind of looks like burnt amber already. And again, if I use more orange, and I'll get this darker version of this shadow of orange thing. And you can see that we kind of able to create using just one color, and you can see by adding more blue we could get a variation of a cooler gray, and just by adding more color we can also getting a variation of our colors. So red, green, and let's go to the last primary color, and this is kind of like a pale green, and you can see it here. And I'll use some neutral tint, and you can see that we kind of give this really nice shadow color for our trees. And this is where a lot of my students make mistakes. They use a green and they try to put another layer of green, and it doesn't read as a shadow, and this gives a like more grayish version of our neutral tint. And I'm going to put some little bit of neutral tint and more colors, and you can see that this acts as a mid-tone of the tree leaves. And let's use this kind of like a almost like radium, and this is already dark enough to use as a tree, but you can see that we are getting the exact same result from here to here. So I'm going to add a little bit of this neutral tint and this green, and it gives a darker version of this green. And if I go more, this can act as the deep green for a tree shadow, which is it's all at the bottom. And I'll go more green here and less of the neutral tint, a little bit of neutral tint, and I'll mix it like this, and you can see that we kind of getting like a lighter version of this darker things. And what else we can use? So there's also one more thing I really often use when I'm painting cityscape or any other thing is using yellow ochre. So this gives really nice warm grays. So yellow ochre is there, and I'm going to take some neutral tint. I'm going to mix it here, and I'm just going to do it here. And you can see that this gives a really nice warm gray. And there's also some tubes you can buy for warm grays, and I'll use more thing here and more yellow ochre and less neutral tint. And you can see that this can act as the mid-tone value, and this act as a shadow. And let's do one more warm. So you could use this warm on burnt sienna, burnt amber, and sepia. I'll use on burnt sienna because this kind of have this really nice brownish reddish tone like this, and you can see that we kind of able to create burnt sienna from mixing orange and neutral tint. So I'll just use a little bit of neutral tint and burnt sienna, and you can see that we kind of get burnt amber. This kind of looks like architecture buildings where you could use it as well. So if I have more burnt sienna, we'll get, I think, this one. And a little bit of neutral tint. And you can see that this acts as like a modern architecture buildings or the old buildings. And just by using a neutral tint, just by using primary colors, you can see the amount of variations we could get. And let's take this and we will apply on one of the cityscape, and I'll show you guys in the next chapter. So now we learned the mixing of the neutral grays and picking one color and using Payne's gray. Let's apply in a painting. So again, this painting is a small painting, just to show how we could use this as a technique to show something. So I'm just going to go here like that, and I'm going to be using 1 point perspective for this. And this is horizontal, so I'm just putting an X and I'm going from there. So here there's a couple of buildings, and I'll not try to be neat, and it's just to show there is something there. I'm trying to enable perspective like that. And this is done, this side, and the same thing here as well. And I don't want to put more details here, less details. And I'll just put one person here. He's just walking in the foreground. There's one person there and one person here, and there's a couple of person here, and I'll just add a couple of cars here. There's one car in the thing. And again, I'm not worried about the details. This painting is all about creating neutral grays from it, and that's what we are focused on. And the same thing here as well. We'll put a couple of sharps here, and there you go. And we'll also put some break the plane off here like that, couple like that, and there you go. And now we finish the drawing, and let's go and apply some washes. And again, this is going to be a sunset, and at the bottom I'm going to be using a little bit of yellow ochre like that. Maybe I'll take a little bit of orange. I'm just mixing everything together, and I don't have like an yellow, so I'll just put some Winsor yellow at the bottom like that, and I'll just take this and take it up. Maybe I'll use this orange at the top. This kind of like a reddish orange, so I use a regular orange and reddish orange. I'm going to take some clean water and we're just going to rub it off like this. Now I'll do the same thing here as well. Take this and mix it. And take this yellow and the bottom I can use the red, this Winsor red, and the same gradient what we did at the top. I'll just mix it like this, and since it's coming from here, I'm just going to clean my brush or take a different brush, and I'm going to take this yellow and I'll just do this. And there you go. So now it's a wet on wet. So before it dries out, I want to take some French ultramarine blue. And I will take some cobalt blue or some cerulean blue, have different colors. There you go. And just leave it as it is. And I'll take some clean water because since it's going to be in the foreground, and I'll just do this. And you can see that in a matter of seconds we're able to create this really nice gradient. And even if you want some clouds, you can take this, take a little bit of burnt sienna and try to create some clouds, which is kind of going like this. And there you go. And I'm going to wait to let it dry, then we can come back and we can add all the details. Now you can see that I kind of added all the details what I required for this. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to make this as like a little bit of a moody, rainy sunset painting. So what I will be doing is I'll be wetting the paper a lot from this side. So I'm going to take some orange. And same thing here as well. But I'll just take the light to come through here. And I'll just take some yellow. I'm just trying to create a little bit of light peeking through in the middle. There you go. And I'll take some clean water. And I'll just blend it like this. And same thing here. I'm doing this fast, you'll see in a second. So before it dries out, I'm going to take a really nice neutral tint and a little bit of this blue or cerulean blue, and I'm just going to blend it like this. And same thing for the dog, there's another person. The car, it's the same thing as well. And same thing for this car. And same thing for this car, and this person, and this guy. And there's going to be a pole here. And you can see that we just kind of graded out, but still it reads really nice. And I'll add a couple more details from here as well. The shadows are reflecting the bottom. And the same thing here. Just using my brush stroke to go all the way at the bottom. So same thing here. And there you go. Now we can see that we took the warm and cool shadows and we are able to use neutral tints, the cool neutral tints, to create something like this. And rest is assured, there's a couple of things need to be taken care. It's just adding the windows, then we can call this painting done. And since it's wet on wet, what we could do is we could create some details using the shadows wherever the car is meeting. So it anchors the car, and I'll just do it for this guy. So he comes in the front, and there you go. And now we kind of create a really nice moody using neutral tints of warms and cools. I'll go and fix the details, then we'll come back and I'll summarize it. So now we are back, and you can see that I kind of added the windows and the details and everything. And now you can see that using this neutral grays or the Payne's gray with using primaries, we're able to create this really nice wet sunset or evening scene. And you can also take this, and even I can paint it even further, but I think I'll stop here, and this for just a tutorial purpose. So I'll just take off the tape so you guys can see how the painting looks like, and it also gives a really nice crisp look on the painting itself. Yeah, now we can see that how we are able to create really nice warm and cool shadows in a painting using a combination of Payne's gray just with one watercolor tube. So now it's your turn, and try to create some mixes using Payne's gray or neutral tint, and let's see what are the colors you can come up with, and take that and apply in a painting. And if you want, you can share it with me through watercolorimpressions@gmail.com, and leave a comment below what you think about this painting, and what do you think about Payne's gray. And I'll see you guys in the next one.